So societies change, cultures change through a process called innovation. That's the big word. Now there's two major kinds of innovation. There's discovery and invention. Now discovery occurs when an object's always existed is found for the first time. And then other people, they let other people know that that object is there. It's always been there. It's always existed. But it's never been located and it's never been named. A friend of mine's on an aircraft carrier and he's going over to Vietnam in the Vietnam War. And on his way over, he's a sonar guy. The sonar goes up and down like that, and he marks it on the map, and he takes it to the captain and says, "Look what we just went over." And the captain says, "Oh, that's an underwater mountain. It's not on the map." Wow, you discovered something. You're the first one to get there to plot it. So he actually got the mountain named after him. His name was Counts. It's now called Mount Counts. So he comes back with a map of the ocean and he has his little thing marked and he says, "That's my mountain. I'm like Christopher Columbus. I'm a discoverer." Remember how the guys sailed out and they said the world was flat, and they sailed out and they found it wasn't, and they ran in to things that people didn't know were there, and they went back and said, "Hey, there's a land over there." They discovered it. That's discovery. The first time people find an object and tell people it's there, that's discovery. Now, invention is taking things that have been discovered and combining them in a new way to create something that wasn't there before. So there's always string and wood, but to put it together and make a bow and an arrow with it is an invention. There was electricity, and there were circuits, and there were leads, and there was wire, but there wasn't a filament that would work. And so when the light was developed, that's an invention. So putting things together that have been discovered in new ways. So the internet is an invention. It was actually invented by the military, or some say in a garage. That's an invention, putting things together differently. That hinge on your car that keeps the car door open is an invention. A glove box in a car is an invention. An outside rear view mirror is an invention. It helps you. It combines things in a different way. Now, when diffusion is the process by which culture spreads from one culture to another. And what happens is that one culture runs into another culture and they share some of their culture with others, and they pick it up and use it too. Now, when I'm in college, I have a good friend who's Hispanic, and he invites me over to his birthday party for his 8-year-old son. And at the party, he pulls out a piñata and ties it to a tree. And they blindfold his son and they spin him around, and he's trying to hit this piñata. I don't know what for. But I'm watching, and everybody's laughing and getting out of the way because he's about to hit people. And he finally hits this piñata, and it cracks open and candy spills all over the place. And people are jumping in the pile and they're grabbing candy. And the adults join in and they're playing and they're laughing. And I said, wow, what a neat cultural item. I'm going to take that with me and use that with my kids. So when my sons turned 8, I put a piñata in a tree for them, and they had a blast. When I went to my grandson's 8th birthday, guess what was there? A piñata. Why? Because diffusion. I started the process of diffusion there. Now, it was a Batman piñata when my grandson was 8, but it was a piñata nonetheless. And it had changed, it had developed, it had cloned, it had given rise to a new addition, but it was basically the same thing. That's diffusion. Now, technology has a relationship to diffusion. Technology increases diffusion. So the more technology, the greater the diffusion. I play bridge on the internet with people from Germany and Spain, Italy, all over the world. I'm sure you guys do too when you're in chat rooms and when you're talking to people on the internet. So technology explodes diffusion, actually. So the more technology is the harnessing of the material culture to meet human needs.